Hey everybody, welcome to Mining Modern. I'm Corbin Hustler, and this is Tribal Tezzeret. I love it. It's a Tezzeret Tribal. It's a very, very fun deck. Tezzerator builds, lots of really enjoyable stuff going on. Now we're against Affinity, and that's not ideal, but we'll see what we can do here. Go ahead and beat on the draw, not great. But our opponent's hand looks to be reasonable, at least. This is definitely a matchup where we're sort of rushing to land a... I think I'm going to take the Ravager here. We're most certainly rushing to find a bridge. And Snaring Bridge, very difficult for Affinity to attack through. Not impossible, but difficult, and that's one of the reasons to take Ravager, because it means they can't sacrifice it to put it all on a 0-1, you know, or a 0-2 Ornithopter that's going to kill you after it attacks. But looks like our opponent has what might be a reasonable draw for us to deal with. We'll see here. If we can just get to 5 mana, which it kind of looks like we're going to be able to, I think we're going to be in good shape. So I'll just go ahead and play the Sunken Ruins here. Make blue-black mana, play Pentad Prism for 2. Next turn we can just play our land, fetch up, play our land, play our Tezzeret the Seeker, and just go get an Ensnaring Bridge directly out of our deck, put it in play. And that's, like I said, not impossible for our opponent to beat, but very difficult, especially considering the Master of Ethereum in play, moving all of his 0 power artifacts to be 1 power. So we are taking a big hit here, but fortunately we should have the turn 3 lock and our opponent's out of cards. And that's a pretty good way to get started. Obviously Affinity, one of the premier aggro decks of the format, but we had a very good hand. I mean, through Inquisition we took 12 on turn 3, but looks like things are going to work out just fine here. We even have this Inventor's Fair to gain some life. Not yet, but later. Alright, I want it to be 3. We'll go get the Ensnaring Bridge. And that should about do it for our opponent. It's not very easy for him to get through. Alright, so the way this deck works is it's pretty awesome. We have all these Tezzerets in play, and because of the new Planeswalker rule, where you can have the same named Planeswalker in play, it works. So before, you could only have one Tezzeret, no matter what that Tezzeret was. Now you can have as many Tezzerets as you want. The normal rules apply, the normal legendary rules, where you can't have the same named creature, but you can have, or Planeswalker in this case, but you can have the same type, which is nice. Which means we can follow up this Tezzeret the Seeker with this Tezzeret the Schemer, which is pretty great. Alright, can't attack at all, so... but apparently they can. What? Oh, because we have 4 cards in hand. Oh, okay. Fortunately, not dead. I didn't think about that one, I suppose. Alright, so we have to get down pretty low on cards here, actually. How low can we go on cards? Alright, well, it looks like we need to get down to 1 card. I don't know if we can do that. This is not good. Alright, well. Here I was thinking Slain Bridge and you win because I play a lot of Lantern Control, and that's how it works in that deck. However, in this deck, we actually have to consider it. Can I get down to 1 card? Or find some other way to not die? Man, I actually don't know if I can. Yeah, I could go down to 1 and kill this, but then we're going to die to the Blink Moth, which will be a 3. Gosh, it'll be a 3 and we'll have 3 cards in hand exactly. And this doesn't do anything for us. Oh, no. Okay. This is not great. I guess I go ahead and fetch. See if we have anything in our deck that can get us out of this. Executioner's Capsule would work. Fortunately, that only deals with 1 of his 2 lethal attackers. We could get a, we could minus for a Mox Opal, which gives us 5 mana. But that still only allows us to play out 1 card, unfortunately. I could get Pithing Needle and name Blinkmoth Nexus. Pithing Needle only names non... Okay, so I could get Pithing Needle and name Blinkmoth Nexus. We still die to the Signal Pest, though. 3. No, I can kill the Signal Pest. Alright, I think we can do this. Alright, so I think we -1 this. Go get Pithing Needle. Name Blinkmoth Nexus. That'll keep him from activating this. Now I can play this Tezzeret. And give this creature -3. Okay, we might have done it. Our opponent can draw a Galvanic Blast and kill us here, but I think we have, at least for the moment, slowed the assault here. Okay, well, that is actually not a big deal. Okay, good. I think we might be able to do this. We might be able to pull out of this one. Not easily, but... And we start gaining some life from this Inventor's Fair, so that's probably could be relevant in terms of getting out of range of a potential Galvanic Blast. Alright, so we'll go ahead and kill the Midnight. I kind of like playing the Wellspring so we hit a land drop here, and then playing the Sword of the Meek. Because just getting cards out of our hand is also very good. It's that or play Trading Post and do nothing with Trading Post. This turn anyways. But see, if I take this line next turn, I can play it and immediately gain 4 life anyways. Yeah. Yeah, we'll give this a shot here. Okay. Get our island. Play our island. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and play the Sword of the Meek. Why not? Okay, so I think we're basically just trying to dodge a Galvanic Blast here. And essentially it has to be this turn. He has to rip Galvanic Blast to this turn, or I think we've got it. This is very close. I almost died here. Pithing Needle, MVP. But if it's anything but Galvanic Blast, I think we win. Because next time we can play Trading Post and discard a card and go up above 4, and then our opponent is probably going to be unlikely to kill us. And now that can't even attack because we have enough. Yeah, okay, we got there. It was close, but we got there. And I don't mind pitching this Pentad Prism, obviously. Look, we even get some Ethereum cells going on. Okay, we did it. that was very scary and very close, but I do believe that we've done it. We can play Tezzeret next turn, go get Thopter Foundry, and then we have the attackers we need. Oh, there's Ravager. Okay, well. It's kind of annoying. Well, no, it's fine, because he can't have 0, and we're going to have 0 in theory here. Yeah, so I think we've got things under control. This is a complicated game right off the bat here. Alright, we'll play Tezzeret. Okay, so what am I getting with this? Just a -2, I suppose. Go get the Thopter Foundry. Alright, we'll create another cell here and pass the turn. Alright, we can do everything we need to now. We have the full value going on, the Trading Post value, the Tezzeret values. Why does it put my Tezzerets next to each other? Come on, game. Ooh, the Signal Pest. See, that would be good if it, you know, had less power. Alright, so we can create a goat. That's pretty strong. You can then later sacrifice the goat to return an artifact from your graveyard to hand. You can discard a card to gain a life. You can sacrifice an artifact and draw a card, but we don't really want to draw cards right now. What I do want to do is just sort of go off here with this. Yes, I would like to do that. Okay. Do it again. Pitch just Sword of the Meek again. Alright, so I'd say that we've got things under control now. See how long our opponent wants to draw it out. Alright, I may as well kill this Ravager because it's the scariest thing on the board. May as well do it too before you can load him up on an Ornithopter to block our guys. Yep, it's a big-ish signal pest. Alright, well I guess I missed a point of damage here, but whatever. Not gonna matter. We've got the lock here. Is there a reason to mess with any of this stuff? Probably not, right? I guess I'll just create a goat. Sure. I just want to get the value out of my untap with the Tezzeret the Seeker, that's all. That's all I'm trying to do here. I may as well go ahead and play out my cards. Oops, I only did it for one. It doesn't matter. Okay, so... yeah, I'll just pass the turn. I may as well untap this here artifact. Alright, we'll pass the turn. Our opponent doesn't want to scoop, but he is drawing dead, as it turns out. The Thopter Foundry lock is in place. Now, game 2 will be much more difficult. We'll see. Our opponent doesn't have Stony Silence, so that's good. But he will have Wear Tear or Ancient Grudges or all kinds of stuff that kind of wreck our day. And I don't have Welding Jars, which is in the deck, and some versions of the deck. And one of the things I cut, so we can play more Tezzerets. So, games 2 and 3 might be a little more dicey here. Alright. Opponent has stopped dragging it out. Now let's move on and see what we can do in this matchup. Alright, so this doesn't matter. Brutality doesn't matter too much. I don't know if Thoughtseize is fine. I don't actually know what we want to do here. This is good. I actually like this Tezzeret the most because it can just immediately get a bridge. This Tezzeret might be cuttable. The Spellbomb doesn't do anything. The problem here is Ancient. We just have no outs to Ancient Grudge. I mean, I guess Abrupt Decay isn't going to hurt given what our opponent's doing. We just want to try to loop some bridges here. Now, Surgical also might be good. Maybe we can cut a Sword of the Meek here. That's obviously one of many combos we want to assemble. Crucible doesn't seem great. The third Abrupt Decay does seem good. Because we can just play the removal game on our opponent's creatures while trying to set up our locks. The Trading Post I kind of like. Gaining life can be relevant. Making a chump blocking goat can be relevant. It's also, I guess, a discard outlet if that's a thing. Silk Rebuttal seems too slow. We have the one Surgical here. The Needle was actually saved us in that game, so that was great. Not going to get rid of that. Yeah, I think we just kind of play this game where we try to kill all of our opponent's creatures and then hide behind a bridge. And even if, he has an out to bridge, if he doesn't have many creatures to punish us with, then we can, try to loop, get the second one in play or loop the first one. This hand looks probably reasonable. Be a lot better if it draws a Pentad Prism, but we'll keep it. So it's blue. If you played a land, add black instead. Okay. Opponent leading on Mox Opal and Midnight. Okay. Well, this was a pretty good start. He's got the 2 mana on turn 1 play, which is always scary. Okay, well. It's not as bad as it could have been, I guess. Double Vault Scourge, sure. Alright, Microsynth Wellspring. We're not taking too much here. It depends what he has this turn, of course. If this is a if his last card's Master of Ethereum, that's a pretty sick hand. And Signal Pass is pretty good as well. Opponent. This is quite the draw, actually. Alright, bring it all in. What is it, 4 or 5? Only 3 and a poison this time around. Okay, I think we need the breeding pool here because we need green for this abrupt decay later. Alright, there's a War of Invention. It's a start. Still gonna need 6 mana for that though. So this will make black, and I can Brutality the Signal Pest dead. I can also... I think I want to escalate this is the thing. So this is a 5 mana way to get a bridge. This is a 6 mana way to get a bridge, sort of. Let's think about it. Well, if I played Wellspring this turn and Mox, the next turn I would have 1, 2... No, we just got to kill a Signal Pest here. The question is if I escalate to get 2 life back. That's what I'm considering here. And between the Whir and the Tezzeret, maybe it's worth it? Our opponent's actually not going to have much pressure after we do this, so maybe we just don't need to escalate. The problem is the Wellspring is a good draw. It's a nice one to hit lands for Tezzeret, and it's an artifact for this Mox Opal in our hand. The Abrupt Decay is obviously removal, and the Whir is good for the second bridge, but I think I'm actually going to pitch the Whir. Because I see a line where we have... Well, maybe not. Maybe... The question is, are we going to get to 5 mana for Tezzeret, or are we going to get to 3 mana and 3 artifacts faster, or 4 mana and 2 artifacts and not have to have Metalcraft? So if I play Wellspring next turn, if I discard the Tezzeret to Brutality, play Wellspring next turn, I'll have my 4th land drop, and I'll have 2 artifacts, and then I can Whir for bridge. Alright, so we're going to... And obviously, it's better to keep Tezzeret around after, but I think that's the line we're going to go with. And our opponent is going to have to draw a sideboard card here. Now, this is all just to gain 2 life, and maybe that won't be relevant, but I think that it's an okay. I think this is okay to try. All right, Tezzeret down. Alright, pass the turn. This might be... I don't know if this is correct or not, but... Okay, Midnight not the most threatening of draws here. But we also have to keep in mind that we need to get creatures into the graveyard, so... Or, sorry, get cards into the graveyard at least. Okay, I'll take this hit. Okay, so Delta it is. Okay, so go ahead and play the Wellspring this turn. Wonder if it may actually have been correct to not get a land there. I don't know. Okay, well, we pass here. And then next turn we can go get a bridge, though. The problem is we actually do need to get to 0 cards, so maybe I just shouldn't have searched for a land at all. Yeah, it may have actually been correct to not search for a land at all. That's an interesting line, since we drew the land there. Alright, our opponent did not cast anything out of his hand yet. That's maybe not a great sign for us. I do think I needed that 2 life, but I think maybe I wasn't supposed to search for a land. So I can play bridge here, but it actually wouldn't even do much. Because our opponent's just on the 1/1 beatdown plan. I can't say I necessarily expected that to happen. So So I won't be worrying for a bridge. What will I be worrying for? Let's see what we have here to worry for. War for 2. We could go get a ratchet bomb. Is that good? Seems pretty slow. Maybe I just play this tapped and just abrupt decay something next turn. For what it's worth, I actually don't have 3 blue mana, so we won't be worrying anything. So yeah, we are committing to the abrupt decay plan here, and that's fine. Because I don't want to randomly die to a cranial plating off the top. All this might be a moot point because our opponent could just, you know, have an Ancient Grudge or whatever in hand that he's saving, and then we're in a lot of trouble. Alright, we'll grudge down a Vault Scourge. Surgical's not a bad draw. We can get down to 1 card in hand this turn. Yeah, I think I shouldn't have searched. Interesting. I can whir on his turn for 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3. I can whir for 3 and surgical a Vault Scourge or something. Or probably a Signal Pest, I suppose. Maybe our opponent will also... this is where we get to find out if there's a, you know, an Ancient Grudge or something we can't beat. Could also be a Galvanic Blast, which is pretty bad for us. Because we're... Yeah, it's a Wear Tear, huh? Does that change anything? Alright, so it's worth noting our opponent has a Ghirapur, Ether Grid, a Blood Moon, and another Wear Tear. So he doesn't have that many cards that interact. This is obviously still not a great spot for us. We have to... See, and this is what I was worried about earlier by discarding it. Because we had access to 2 bridges before, and now we only have access to 1 bridge by pitching our Tezzeret. There's a lot to consider there, to be honest. And if I hadn't searched for that land, then we'd have 1 less card in hand, and I could actually prevent the attack this turn since he went and tapped out. All in all, none of this was very good. Whoa, I could have prevented this one from coming in. Could also, yeah, I could get the Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb for 1. Or I could Ratchet Bomb for 0 and get rid of the Memnites. I'm going to die to these stupid Ink Moss. I just have to get the bridge and try to draw another bridge, I think. Alright, so we need to draw a non-land card here. Well, we really just need to draw another way to get bridge. We do have a lot of outs to get bridge. Wow, Inquisition works too. Look at that, we have life. Alright, just like that, we have a shot. That was one of our outs. Our opponent made a very dangerous play, and you know, he probably thought we didn't have anything, but it was a dangerous play to tap out like that. Alright, we hit an out. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to go fetch here because 5 life, not all that much different than 6. And we want to draw some gas here. Fatal Push, not exactly what we were looking for. I am, unfortunately, forced to play it, otherwise our opponent will attack us. Alright, well, this is going to be an interesting game. We need to put together something good here. Yeah, that's I'm so good at Magic. I'm just incredibly good at Magic today. All right. Get that Ornithopter out of here. The problem is, and we got rid of those signal pests, so it's just 3 more Ornithopters that can attack through the bridge. All right, there's a Galvanic Blast to put us to 1. I knew that's why 5 was the same as 6. Okay, Inquisition does nothing. This is a weird game. This has been a crazy one. I think I might have messed up, though. I think I could have... Well, I wouldn't have had more... I wouldn't have had 5 life, so... Well, maybe I would have... Oh, no! No! So our opponent went... His draws were like Wear Tear, Galvanic Blast, Ornithopter, Galvanic Blast. Come on. Now, I know we top decked out of it once, but he top decked out of it like 3 times. All right, whatever. All right, well, let's give it another shot here. We're going to be on the play this time around. Brutality is actually probably good here. Maybe even better than Abrupt Decay, because it can still kill a creature, but it can also take the Wear Tear out of his hand preemptively. All right, we'll give it a shot. That was so unlucky. Gosh, yeah, we had so many outs. Okay. And now the mulligans begin. All right, this hand's probably fine, actually. Magnificent Wellspring, I'm pretty happy with. It doesn't matter. We're gonna fetch. I'm gonna have to shock myself here down to 17, I think, but Inquisition. Because we need access to all the mana we can. Alternatively, I could just get a swamp and the next turn play Wellspring, get an island. Yeah, that seems better. Swamp, next turn play Wellspring, get an island, rather than play the Pentad Prism, since we don't have the second colored source right now anyways. Saves us some life. Our opponent mulliganed as well, so that's nice. Okay, this hand seems fairly beatable, right? I guess I'd take the Signal Pest. It represents the most damage. Yeah, alright, Signal Pest down. Our opponent's hand is fairly reasonable, same as ours. And we have Engineered Explosives if he has anything crazy. As a matter of fact, we can put Engineered Explosives on 2 to blow up our own Wellspring. Oh, we drew another Signal Pest. Okay. Pretty good. Alright, nice draw for us. Yeah, I still think I just play the Wellspring here. We need to draw action. That's unfortunately the other thing that's going on here. But I'll probably just play the... It depends what our opponent does this turn, but I might just play the Explosives for 2 to take out the Vault Scourge, I believe he had a Vault Scourge over there. Yeah. We'll kill the Vault Scourge and our Wellspring and go get another land out of our deck. The Signal Pest is a problem too, though, so it may be correct to just Wellspring, or never mind, that works. Okay. All right, Brutality is good. I actually don't think I want to do it yet, though. I'm obviously going to have to kill the Signal Pest with it at some point. But if we wait a little bit, we might be able to catch a Wear Tear or something in his hand. Or Galvanic Blast he can't cast, because I just don't necessarily see the advantage of doing it this turn. When I can just play Explosives on 2. Which will also give us the ability to blow up our Wellspring. To draw a land out of our deck. Which can be relevant. We take a little more damage in the meantime, but... Yeah, here comes the champion. We knew about that. Which means our opponent's last card, I believe, we don't know. Is all those cards are in play. Okay. Alright, well, we need to find something that gets us a bridge. Well, that might do it. There's a lot of options here. I think this turn I prioritize my life total rather than just playing Tezzeret. Although Tezzeret making a 5/5 is an interesting line. They would die to his stuff, though. Okay. Not the worst idea I've ever heard. It might be coming to play later. I think I actually blow up the explosives here, kill the Vault Scourge, get a land out of our deck, play the land, play Collective Brutality, killing the Signal Pest. And then next turn we can play Tezzeret. Is there a reason to get rid of the Pentad Prism? That's a question. To gain 2 life. 5 mana next turn, which is enough to cast everything but War of Invention for 3. I don't think it's worth it. Not when our plan is just to play Tezzeret and go searching for Bridge or whatever we need anyways. So I'm just going to kill the Signal Pest. And we're only taking 3 damage at that point. It's reasonable-ish. Because the worst would be, you know, prioritizing that 2 life and then, you know, drawing Purge or I can't even cast Wear Tear for what it, oh, now I can. Okay, well, I spoke too soon. I think that last card we don't know what it is, and it's a plating. That's very unlucky. Our opponent's shown very, very well in these games, I think. Had a pretty reasonable start, but that plating is very good against us. And he just has the all artifact draw too. This is pretty silly. And I mean, I don't think he saved it. He didn't know we had explosives. He just top decked it. This is ridiculous. Oh, very unlucky. All right, well, I guess we're not dead. No, we're dead if he puts it on the flyer, aren't we? Obviously drew land. All right, well, the line here... The line is to play the Pentad Prism, play the Tezzeret, make the Pentad Prism a 5/5. All right, that can block the Etched Champion, and we can Ghost Quarter the Ink Moth. He can't instant speed equip to Midnight, so he might not even be able to kill Tezzeret here. Okay. I was very savagely outdrawn in these games. Both games 2 and 3 were plain ridiculous, but that's Magic. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. That was a fun match. It's just too bad it didn't work out a little better there. You know, obviously. Okay. Well. Too bad. I think we were not too far away from getting there, but it doesn't always work out. Good match. Thanks for watching.